Hello students, in this video let us summarize the first chapter, that is electric charges and fields. Here I have discussed only the important topics related to this chapter other than the mathematical derivations. Now first of all let me take the basic properties of electric charge. What are the basic properties of electric charge? I will read it one by one. Charge is additive in nature. Charge can neither be created nor be destroyed. So which says the conservation of charge. Next, charge is quantized. You can express the total charge on a body as plus or minus n into e, where n is an integer and e is the basic unit of charge, which is the charge present on electron or a proton. This equation says about the quantization of charge. Next, like charges repel each other and unlike charges attracts each other. Charges always resides on the outer surface of a conductor. Leakage of charge takes place through the sharp edges of a charged conductor. And charge is a scalar quantity. So these are the properties of electric charge. At least you should remember 3 of them in order to write your examination. Now, the next topic is methods of electrification. So there are 3 methods of electrification. First one is electrification by friction, second one is electrification by conduction, and third one is electrification by induction. So you may get a question like write the methods of electrifying a neutral body. So these are the 3 methods of electrification. Next, this is a very important topic for you, Coulomb's law. First I will read out the statement. The electrostatic force between the 2 point charges is directly proportional to the product of their magnitudes and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them, and the force always acts along the line joining the 2 charges. You can look at the diagram. There are 2 charges Q1 and Q2 which are separated by a distance of r. Now this charge exerts a force on this charge, and also the second charge is also exerting a force on this charge. The force between these 2 charges is given by F is proportional to product of magnitudes Q1 into Q2 divided by R square, which means the force is directly proportional to the product of magnitudes of the charge and inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Now if I introduce a constant by removing this proportional sign, the constant will be k, and the equation becomes F is equal to k into Q1 Q2 by R square. This k is a proportional constant and its value is depending on the place where we are kept this charges. If the charges are kept in air or vacuum, the value will be k is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, where this epsilon naught is called permittivity of air or vacuum, which is also called absolute permittivity. Now the equation will be F is equal to, if I substitute the value of k, F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R square. So this is the equation for electrostatic force between the 2 charges given by Coulomb's law. Right? Now if you look at the equation, F is proportional to Q1 into Q2 divided by R square. In the numerator we have the product of magnitudes of the charge, which means if I increase the magnitudes of the charge, the force between them also increases. Correct? And R square is in the denominator, where R is the distance between the 2 charges. If I increase the distance between the 2 charges, then the force will decrease because R square is in the denominator. Right. Now let us write the Coulomb's law in vector form. First, if I observe the diagram, Q1 and Q2 are placed in space. Now this Q1 is exerting a force on Q2. Similarly, Q2 also exerts a force on Q1. First let us write F12. What is this F12? Force acting on charge Q1 due to Q2, which means this is F12. The direction of F12 is shown here. This is a force exerted by the second charge on the first charge. This is F12. If I write the equation for the force, the force will be K into Q1 Q2 divided by R12 square into R12 cap, where this R12 cap is a direction of a resultant force. The direction of R12 cap is like this, which is directed like this. Now, if we write the force acting on charge Q2 due to Q1, that is F21, this one. If I write this equation, the equation will be F21 is equal to K into Q1 Q2 divided by R21 square into R21 cap. This R21 cap is a unit vector which is showing the direction of this vector, which is directed like this, like this. Now, by the knowledge of vector, we know that the unit vectors R12 and R21 are equal and opposite. Therefore, the force is also equal and opposite. So this is the Coulomb's law in vector form. So if your question will be like this, state the Coulomb's law and write its vector form. So if you want to write the vector form, first you should draw this diagram. Then you can write these two equations, and you can show the unit vectors are equal and opposite. And finally, you can show that the forces are equal and opposite. Yes. Next, electric field lines. This is also one of the important topic. Now, if you want to represent an electric field, the electric field lines can be drawn. See, this is a positive charge, and from the positive charge, the electric field lines are going out of that charge or out of this point charge. So the field lines are represented like this. These are the field lines which are directed away from the charge. And this one is a negative charge. For a negative charge, electric field lines will be directed towards the charge. Next, if you have a pair of positive and negative charge, then the field lines will be directed like this. The field line starts from positive charge and ends on negative charge. And if you have two same kind of charges, positive charges, then the field lines will be repelled each other. Therefore, you have this diagram. So this is about the field lines, electric field lines. The next thing is properties of electric field lines. And this is also an important topic. You may get a question on this topic, like write the properties of electric field lines. Now, the first property is electric field lines starts from positive charge and end at negative charge. You can observe in the diagram itself. This is a positive charge and this is a negative charge. So electric field line is starting from a positive charge and ending on a negative charge. Now, two field lines cannot cross each other. So you can observe in the diagram again, the two field lines are never intersecting each other. All the field lines are far away from each other. They are not intersecting each other. Next, electric field lines do not form closed loops. They are not forming a closed loop. And next point is electric field lines are crowded near the strong electric field and spread out in the region of weaker fields. So you can observe here at this point electric field lines are crowded, which means this is a strong electric field. Near the charge there is a strong electric field, and as you go away from the charge the field lines gets spread out. Therefore here we have a weaker electric field. Next, electric flux. What is electric flux? Electric flux through an area is the total number of electric field lines crossing the unit surface area held normal to the electric field. So this is a definition for electric flux. So remember the equation and SI unit also. So what is the equation for electric flux? Electric flux is given by E dot ds, where E and ds are electric field and area vector respectively. So dot product of electric field and area vector is a electric flux. And you can write this equation also as phi is equal to E ds cos theta, because you know that for a dot product the resultant will be E ds cos theta, where theta is the angle between electric field and area vector. Now electric flux is a scalar quantity and its SI unit is Newton meter square per coulomb. This is about the electric flux. Next topic is electric dipole moment. So remember the definition of electric dipole first. Electric dipole is pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance. You can observe in this diagram, this is a negative charge, this is a positive charge, and the distance between them is 2a, and this distance 2a is very small. Now, what is electric dipole moment? Electric dipole moment is the product of either charge and the distance of separation between the two charges of a dipole. So this is known as electric dipole moment. Charge multiplied by distance. This is a charge, either charge. Okay, and the distance of separation is 2a. Therefore, the dipole moment P is given by Q into 2a. Now, if I write the vector equation of this, the vector P will be equal to Q into 2a into P cap. This P cap is a unit vector which is always directed from negative charge to positive charge. That is the direction of a dipole moment. Always. The direction of dipole moment is always directed from negative charge to positive charge along the dipole axis. This is called as dipole axis. Now, if I write the unit of dipole moment, the SI unit of dipole moment is Coulomb meter. And dipole moment is a vector quantity. So you can understand by the equation itself, electric dipole moment is a vector quantity and its direction is from negative charge to positive charge.